I got a viewer request to do a reading on Jungkook from BTS. So, like I had heard of their band, like just the name BTS and stuff, but I couldn't, like I didn't know their music or anything. So, like last night, I looked at a couple things and a short like biography and stuff, just so I know a little bit like who I'm talking about. Um, but because like they don't reveal like that much about them in these things except like their story of how they got from unknown to known and their various talents and stuff. It'd be interesting to go in and see like what's up. So for the viewer that requested this, thanks. Like let's see what we'll pick up. I mean, initially, I get this energy from him of like desiring like complete privacy. So, um, let's see what he's willing to share. I mean, it feels like he has like two people in his close circle, and the rest he's like very like closed, not in a negative way, but like to because privacy is so intrinsic to like his work, I guess. Let's see. But now there's like more information coming. Okay. I feel like he's like purposely tried to sideline like what would be, you know, normal behavior at this time to be like dating and like, you know, being more independent and stuff. And it just feels like a light thread, like sort of veering off of like what would be like the average person's trajectory. And he's like, I feel like he has like a close like bond with animals and stuff. Like shows his compassion and sensitivity and stuff. That's nice. I feel like he does have a romantic interest, but it's like if he's gonna explore that, it's in a very like methodical. There's no messiness about it. It just feels like it's like a direct line kind of thing. Like I'm going to like be careful about who I select, and then I'm gonna be very conscious about like how I approach this person in a very formal, respectful manner in which like his feelings don't get hurt, their feelings. It's like uh, a type of politeness that doesn't like exist in North America, like a honor kind of on both sides kind of thing. Like it feels like. And then there's like also no pressure. It's not like his energy isn't like leaning towards that person. It's just like here I am. I like you, and there it is. Like it, and then it's kind of up to the person to reciprocate or make themselves sort of available around them, like to like make reasons to be like in his vicinity, kind of thing like that. Because I don't feel like he just jumps into stuff. Like if he has ever, like maybe twice or maximum 3 times in his life, like he realized like that's not how to go about it, moving forward. I feel like he's like a good writer, and he like writes things down, and that will be like something he could publish at a later date or share with the world in some way, and like people can see how talented he is in writing and stuff. I feel like he has like some frustration with his lifestyle. At the same time, he sees that it's bringing this kind of like sunlight, like a stronger than usual kind of good energy to his life, but it's like so much control is like put upon him to like create that, and it feels it's like a small world, like he lives in a small, even though they tour the world and everything, like it feels like because his actual social outreach is not that vast, like personally. It feels very like controlled and tight, like almost like a dome is put over. I think he enjoys like reading or like finding out what fans think of him, or like how they're enjoying like his contributions. Um, so if people feel like, oh, you know, he doesn't answer my DMs or something like that, like I feel like he has some awareness of what people have written, and it might not be like appropriate or even in his contract to like write back, but like I think he appreciates that stuff and looks at it. I mean, which is normal for an artist to want like feedback and stuff, but I think like if the sentiments are genuine and it's like nicely put, and like I think he appreciates it. It does do something. It's not like just going nowhere. I feel like there's some like attractive women that are like well off or like have connections to get like to meet him and stuff, and who feel like they have a chance with him, but I feel like he's pretty savvy about the world and people, and so just being cute and rich or something like isn't gonna, it's not gonna cut it. Like it, um, I feel like he'd be interested in someone who's like has also creative talents. Um, doesn't necessarily have to be like a well-known artist, but someone who's like understands what it is to be a creative artist, like putting in the time, developing yourself, you know, taking yourself from like just rough material to like finally developed, really knowing yourself and stuff like that. Like I think that if he were to be in a relationship, he would have to be understood, like in a kind of silent agreement, because like the other person he's with is also like that. I feel like that. So if you're if you're in love with him and you want to be with him, like start your own band, or like write a beautiful book of poetry, or like do some kind of contribution, like make a film that's like a poetic kind of study on something beautiful, or you know, that would like reach him and like he would appreciate that and stuff. um like tips for fans. Okay, John. He may come off like critical, but I feel like if he doesn't express himself directly, like time gets wasted and stuff. Like he's in this band with a lot of other personalities, and so like if you're not clear and direct, like your message can get lost, or you just get swept up with the current, and so like he may come off as being more like direct or abrupt, but like it's a necessity, I feel. So like I wouldn't, if people are critical of that, like don't be, like put yourself in his shoes. Like there's the other band members, there's the management, there's the fans. It's like he needs to express himself clearly to like have his will be like respected. I feel like, you know, because he understands that like life is hard and like people are suffering around the world, if you can manage to make something beautiful despite all of that, that's what he respects the most. And I think that's like something that the band is like seems to be striving for. And so like if you were someone that was like really into him, if you were also doing that, just like, okay, like I know things are hard, like there's a war going on, like things are unfair, but I'm gonna consciously choose to focus on something that is just unspeakably beautiful in the world and express that and share that with the world bravely and authentically. Like, this is on the same frequency as him, and like you would be more likely to meet him under these circumstances. Yeah, I just feel like most people his age, like starting in his career, aren't having to deal with so many adults and like contracts and sort of businessy type stuff. And I find that I feel that he like finds some of that a chore, as anybody would. But I think that like, there's good aspects to the business, and there's a lot of difficult aspects, and that's definitely something he has to deal with. Let me see if there's some kind of solution for that. Yeah, I feel like if he, let's say there's somebody else in BTS who's like very adept at business, or who doesn't take it to heart so much and kind of just swims through it easily, if he could like lean on them a bit and get some advice from them, then that would make it easier. I feel like it still needs to remain somewhat private, because like there's too many people that like want something from him or would easily manipulate the situation. So this would somebody else in the band who's trustworthy, who's in the same boat as him, like would be able to help him navigate that kind of business and investing kind of like angle, like how to speak whatever, how to defend himself better in like business meetings or something like that, like have an ally. For some reason I get like he could open some branches of a hotel that he owns, and that he could design it like the way he likes, and have it be the type of like feeling or events or like the type of experience that he wants to create, bravely making it like his aesthetic, regardless of what people say, because I feel like it's the time right now to like start his empire outside of the band. I'm not saying like the band won't continue, but like I'm just saying like now's a good time to plant those seeds of like creating the stability like moving forward, like because some people, there's different ways to invest your money, and I feel like for him to create these I get the word oases of like his vibe, like this type of idea of like creating some kind of beautiful relaxing experience that is like puts the beauty above like the humdrum and difficulty of life. So it's not just a hotel, it's not just a place to spend the night, it's an experience. So I feel like he could do that like soon, and it feels like one in his city, one in like China, one like maybe like three, like one in Japan or something. Like there's none, they're not all over the world, but they're like really quality, and maybe there's three of them, something like that. And it would be like what people need now, and like maybe people don't need giant rooms, and like they don't need tiny rooms either, but they need like something that's within reach of people, like the regular person, but still very elegant and like just right, or something like that. And there's some aspect of like communicating to other, there's some use of like Wi-Fi, like technology of like, uh, let's say there's a nightclub or something, or I don't know, and then like it connects to like his other branches, or something like that, where there's like some use of video technology that is like I don't know, I don't know all the advancements of video technology today, or like whatever it is at its best right now, like making use of that in terms of like inviting more people into the space of the hotel somehow, like um and it could even mean like him making an appearance over video or something like that to the guests, like that's live or something like that. I don't know. There's something like that with people. Uh, you get what I'm talking about. Okay. Um. All right. I'm getting like his sort of sense of joy like around doing that. Okay. So in terms of, I feel like if he did like get married to someone, or it would be like secretly, somewhat, um, to preserve his privacy. Um, or not necessarily like getting married, but like having a serious relationship type of thing, and or marriage. I don't feel great energy around that right now. So if he's with someone right now, it's like I'm gonna say you can do better. There's some like yucky vibe around it. Maybe he just, like how they made like the album about like self love and stuff. Like maybe there's more work he can do in that department to raise his vibe, so that he's like attracting a more appropriate partner that it will bring him joy. It's like sometimes our hard lessons in life come disguised as like beautiful, interesting people. And yeah, so you have to also do a vibe check on the people you're with. Not like, it's like, how do you feel? Like, do you feel kind of worried, or do you feel safe and like joyful? Do they let you like? Do they love you unconditionally, or are they always like crying over something, like, you know what I mean, like that kind of stuff? Like, don't be fooled by a pretty face. Okay. I feel like, I mean, he seemed like sporty already from the footage I saw yesterday, but I just feel like through sport, and it's his way of like really connecting with himself without all the noise of like the band and like business and fans and stuff like that. So I think like the more he can, even if he's working out now, it's like work out more even, so that you're really getting centered. And I don't know if any type of like martial arts is like mixed in with his workouts and stuff, but because with martial arts you're focusing on like energy and focus and all that stuff, like if he's not already doing that, like that would be good to be able to like see through the forest to your goal kind of thing, which would give him more peace, like because like really if you think about it, like if you were a person that like the entire world knew and can recognize, that there's a certain amount of peace of mind that is like taken from you, and he's doing everybody a great service by sharing his talents and optimism with the world despite having like lost his privacy and stuff. So it's has to do what he can to like regain that and cherish like these moments of peace. And I feel like if he does like some nice like rural spa kind of getaways and stuff, either just like with one other friend or whatever, like that will help. Not with like the whole entourage. I'll try to wrap this up because I'm kind of going on and on, but it took a while to like get into some information on him to share with you. I just feel like if for some reason like he's being portrayed as like critical or like sharp tongued, like have some empathy, like compassion for him, because really see his situation, and you would also be triggered over like little stuff, or if people are like invading your space or this or that, and just be glad that he's contributed something that you enjoy, and that stuff, like just don't like jump all over him if whatever. Also, like he's a young man, so he's gonna act like a young man, like you know what I mean, like it's normal. Um, I feel like he's funny, but he also like in a way when he's being funny, he's trying to also like call people out and stuff. Um, but it's because he's like good at analytical thinking and stuff too. So and maybe this is something like we'll get through his writing like later in his life or his career. I just the biggest message I get is that like it's we need more than like one optimistic band to like raise the vibe. Like everybody, I feel like he would like it if everybody kind of had their own band, or like everybody was doing something really positive and beautiful, and like self-love and like expression, and it's not just for like one person to stand on a high pillar and be doing this. Like their band is kind of a demonstration of what you could be doing right now, and you have to start at 0 to get to 100, so just start. And then they'll have, this came up in another reading recently, like where it's like I felt like they were encouraging people to also like make cool stuff. So shine your light, and like we have the internet, like it's very easy to share your talents with the world and become known, and like now's the time to do that. And by everybody else raising their game, he won't feel like so isolated, and it'll kind of create this like beautiful friendship group that he craves, I feel like. So you'd be doing him, like if you're his fan, you'd be directly doing him a service by being like the best version of yourself, most optimistic and creative, self-loving, authentic version of yourself. That, you know what I mean? That's doing making something beautiful. Let me see if there's like a last message there. Yeah, and I just feel like in terms of his personal life, like it's not easy because like he hasn't been able to develop his social skills like normally like people where they can like make mistakes and then start over. But like if he makes a mistake, it's like the whole world sees it. So he's like less likely to try, let's say, and then it can make his like social skills like more rusty or something in terms of dating. So just like don't put so much focus on that. Like let him kind of figure that out and without a lot of criticism. And yeah, like if you have any like hopes of meeting him someday, the best way would be through your own creative project. But it doesn't have to be musical, but it has to be like beautiful and evocative of like the best version of life kind of thing. Seeing the greatest beauty despite everything that's going on. So that's my message for today about like what I pick up psychically about Jungkook, and I hope I pronounced that correctly. And thanks to the viewer for requesting that. And if you guys have another request, let me know in the comments. And I hope you have a great day. Bye.